Now we come to the seventh exercise of the Buddha, recognizing the mental formation, the feeling that is painful, the kind of feeling or emotions. That feeling, that emotion is based on a seat here in store consciousness, and when it is water, become a zone of energy here. Sadness, or fear, or anger. So the feeling is here as a mental formation. And when it is here, it is called a seed. A seed, chúng tử. Bija, Sanskrit. Mental formation is tâm hành. It's a chitta samskara. So when a bija becomes a chitta samskara, and when it is a painful feeling, and the practice is not to allow that feeling to overwhelm you. A good practitioner would know what to do and what not to do when a painful feeling manifests itself. She is familiar with the practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking. The moment when the painful feeling arises, she comes home to her feeling, to her mindful breathing, and thus she touches the seed of mindfulness in her and invite the seed of mindfulness to come up and to recognize the feeling. The painful feeling is a zone of energy here. We can call it energy number one. Energy one. And mindfulness generated by the practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking, can also call energy, a zone of energy created in mind consciousness, energy two. And energy two is to recognize energy one. Breathing in, I'm aware of the anger in me. Breathing in, I am aware of the feeling of despair in me. Painful, difficult to bear. So instead of having one kind of energy in mind consciousness, you have two kinds of energy, and the second kind is the fruit of your practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking. The second kind of energy is not there in order to fight the first. Because in Buddhist practice, there's no fighting, there's no violence. Mindfulness is you, but sorrow is you. So mindfulness does not fight sorrow or fear. The first thing that mindfulness has to do is to recognize. Breathing in, I know that the feeling of despair is in me. Breathing out, I smile to the energy of despair in me. Recognizing and not denying, not trying to run away. It's very important. Recognizing. In fact, mindfulness, the first function of mindfulness is to be aware, to recognize. Oh my dear little painful feeling, I know you are there. I will take good care of you. And then you continue to practice so that the energy of mindfulness continue to be generated. And with that second energy, you embrace the first energy. Tenderly, with utmost non-violence. It's like a mother holding her baby. Baby anger, baby despair, baby pain. The mother is not trying to punish or to do violence to her baby. The mother is there for the baby because the baby needs her care. So mindfulness is the mother and the painful feeling is the baby. And you as a practitioner, every time a painful feeling is born, you go home and take good care of your feeling by the practice of mindfulness, generated by the energy of mindfulness, generated by the practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking. No violence, no effort to run away. You have to be there for it. It's the practice of love. When your beloved one suffers, you have to practice the second mantra, the third mantra. Darling, I know you suffer. That is why I'm here for you. This is exactly the practice, the third mantra. Darling, I know you suffer. That is why I'm here for you. And that is mindfulness talking to the painful feeling. And if you can continue for a few minutes, the energy two will begin to penetrate into the energy one. And there will be a transformation, a relief. First there is a relief, and second is a transformation. It's like a lotus flower in the morning. In the very early morning, it's still like this. But if the sunshine continues to shine on it, and then a few hours later, the lotus will open to the sunshine. And that is the energy of the sunshine penetrating. So the energy of mindfulness does not attack the energy of anger, of fear, but it embraces it and begins to penetrate into it, neutralize it, and then you get a relief. And with the element of looking deeply, vipassana, there will be deep understanding of the nature of the feeling. And you can liberate and transform it completely. But the first step is to recognize. The second step is to embrace. The third step is to bring a relief. And only with the fourth step, with the deep looking, you can bring the insight in order to transform entirely the feeling. First step, recognize. Second step, embracing, embrace. Third, bringing a relief. Fourth, transformation. But in the seventh exercise, the Buddha advised us to do the first thing only, to become aware of the feeling. And the second thing is to embrace it. Because the work of transformation needs some practice of looking deeply that will be offered in a practice in the last four exercises. Because in the last four exercises, we practice looking deeply into the nature of reality. If you have a copy of the book, the path of emancipation. And you can use that text, that book, to find out more about this kind of practice.